So yeah, we're on G6 here. Yeah, it looks like maybe not the bulldozer, but something's been through here. Maybe cutting brush. This is all downhill. This doesn't look it, but just coasting right now. So yeah, I was watching a video on UFO sightings on YouTube the other day from, I think it was called The Truth Project. They had a panel of about 30 to 40 people at the National Press Club talking about their experiences seeing UFOs and extraterrestrial beings. It went back, I think it was in 2001, I think. But they basically get up there and they spend about 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes talking about their, experience seeing UFOs. And they're all like prominent people. They're NASA engineers and Air Force military type people, contractors and radar operators. One guy said that some type of spaceship had infiltrated one of the military bases, and it either crashed or it landed on one of the runways. And I guess that whatever it was running away. And so they shot it. He claims they shot it. They say it didn't look human. So share your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know if you think that these UFO sightings are real or not, because there was just one recently within the last, I think the last week, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Kind of went viral. There was a family that, actually there were several people that saw some type of object come down from the sky. These people claim that it landed in their backyard. And they saw some extraterrestrial people kind of walking around in their backyard. But they weren't tiny. They said that they were big people. But they weren't human beings. And then they disappeared. They called the cops. The cops showed up, and the body cam footage is kind of going viral. But even those people seem kind of credible. Why would you make up a story like that? You'd be labeled as crazy. Another story that one of the guys told on that panel at the National Press Club was, I guess his job was to go, supposedly it was like a cleanup crew when there was a crashed UFO somewhere in the United States. Kind of like the A-Team, they'd call the A-Team in. It was like a crack recovery team, and they would kind of swoop in and recover everything before anybody found out, supposedly. And he claimed that there was like a 30-foot round saucer-shaped UFO that crashed. I think he said it was in Pennsylvania. And they were trying to load it on a flatbed, so they had hooked up like a tractor to it or some type of bulldozer. They were kind of pulling it, and he said like a pie-shaped slice of a door kind of opened up. They didn't break it, but it just kind of opened up. So one of the guys, supposedly one of the guys, the recovery guys, went in and looked around, and he said that it had warped time and space, and that inside the flying saucer was like the size of a football field. But from the outside, it was just 30 feet in diameter. So the outside was 30 feet, but if you poked your head in, it was the size of a football field inside. And he said it kind of made him nauseous. His brain couldn't comprehend it, so his brain was making him sick. So he said the guy got nauseous and got sick just from looking inside the UFO. So I mean, you know, I'm not sure how you could make that up, but I mean, if somebody made that up, that's a hell of a good you got a vivid imagination. So that was kind of interesting. I mean, that's how they claim these spaceships get around. They can kind of warp time, and so gravity really doesn't affect them. They can just sit there and hover. Not sure how the hell it works, but claim the government has captured these craft, and every 10 years or so they try to resurrect the program to reverse engineer it. But they're saying that you know, conceivably there could be, if you could figure it out, it'd be like limitless power. You know, no internal combustion engines, just somehow warping time and space, being able to travel without I don't know how the hell they do it. Without a jet engine, I guess. So let me know what your thoughts are on this. They seem to resurrect the UFO phenomena every... last time I remember it being brought up was in the 70s. UFOs were, you know, being seen, and it was on television, and Leonard Nimoy had a show called In Search Of. I remember that, and he did a show on UFOs. I remember my grandfather had a paperback book on UFOs. And when I used to go over there, I used to sit there and go through that book, really just looking at the pictures. then it kind of went away. It went away for 30 or 40 years, but now it's back, so yeah. I kind of got a question. Who's bringing it back and why? There may be a different motive. So, you know, one of the foundations of having a global government where no single country is in charge, but there's a global, is that a rattlesnake back there? Like a rattlesnake. So like a global government, looks like a baby rattlesnake. So, in order to have a global government, you really need a common enemy. So, you know, there's climate change, and then there's aliens. So that could be why they're doing it. I'm going to take some photos of this. I think it's I think he's dead. But I still don't want to get near him. It's either a copperhead. I don't know if it's a copperhead or a rattler. Not sure. Okay, I was just checking out that snake right there. He was alive. I think somebody ran him over. I didn't see him on the way in here, but he just caught my eye going in this direction. Some animal will get him. Make a nice meal. Tell whether it was a copperhead or I don't think it was a rattlesnake or a harmless water snake. So I was talking about global, before I was interrupted by a snake. Talking about global government needing a common enemy, and global climate change had been making a lot of momentum. You know, countries cutting their emissions and building electric cars and hiding in their houses because of the terrible climate change, and you know, that's perfect recipe for a global government. So their global government would just control everybody, every country, saying what you can and can't do, you know, to save the world from the ravages of climate change. So now we have UFOs, so you know, I think what they're going to say is, geez, you know, we need a global defense. We can't fight each other, right? So Russia and Ukraine can't be fighting each other. We need to pool our resources and fight the enemy who's coming to kill us all in their spaceships. So, you know, the key will be for the rich countries, you know, the first world countries, to fund billions and billions of dollars of global infrastructure to combat this enemy that nobody's really seen. So like I say, I remember back in the 70s when UFOs were a big thing. And then they kind of put them on the shelf for a while. And now all of a sudden, there's Congress is holding a UFO hearing about once a week now. It's pretty funny. Alright, we're on G6. We're on G6. We just came from that area. Just saw a snake down there. Almost looks like they came through here, and I'm not sure it was a bulldozer, but they came through and chewed up everything on the sides. They must have a machine that comes in here. I don't know, maybe the bulldozer did come through here. Still a little bumpy though. So yeah, when it comes to UFOs, I'm not... Did they go up there too? Oh, they did. When it dries out, I'll go up there. So when it comes to UFOs, I'm a little skeptical. And I think the only thing that's going to change my mind is if I actually see one. If I see one, I'll probably have my mind changed. This has definitely gotten wider. Something's been through here, maybe the grader. It's still muddy though. Still muddy. So, I mean, there's people saying that, oh, this is pretty smooth. People saying that, you know, the U.S. government has captured these UFOs and they're reverse engineering the technology and so... It's hard to believe they're able to keep that a secret. When as soon as there's anything about Donald Trump, it's instantly leaked to the Washington Post, you know, or the New York Times. It's just instantaneously leaked. I guess we're to believe that the government has kept UFOs secret for 40 years. It's a little hard to believe. So maybe there's a ulterior motive. Just a distraction. Keep everybody concentrated on UFOs while we take away their rights. Starting to get a little overgrown. Just like mid-June. It's like a jungle. Fun riding out, playing puddle slalom. Not going too fast. There's that vine. You get clotheslined by that, you'll know it. Today I've seen 2 deer and a snake. Here's Trail 5. I hope I can get up the hill at the end. Gotta take some pictures along here.